Hi guys, this is Michelle and I am back with my 5-month follow-up appointment. So my insurance company requires a 6-month supervised diet. So I started this whole process in May of this year and I just had my 5th month appointment. So when I started this whole process, I was 280, sorry for shaking the camera. I was 287.8 when I first started, although my highest weight of all time was 319. Last month, I came to you at 262.6, and this month, or at my appointment, I was 257. So I lost 5.6 pounds for the month. And overall, I have lost 30.8 pounds in 5 months. So I am really happy with that, and my surgeon's office is very happy with that. Yay! One thing that we talked about during this appointment, during every appointment, they always ask me to talk, in detail about what I'm eating. Even though I give them a printout of my FitnessPal, they still always ask me. And the nutritionist was pleased about what I'm eating. And basically, I'll tell you guys, I eat 2 breakfasts a day just because I start my day pretty early and I like breakfast. And so my first meal is usually protein and a fruit. So like strawberries and bacon or sausage or a hard-boiled egg or deviled eggs. So it might be sausages, bacon, eggs, and then I'll have a fruit, half of an apple, just because apples have so many carbs. I usually do a half of an apple, or I do berries. And then sometimes that first meal is also a protein bar. So it's either fruit and berries, or it's either fruit and protein, or it's a protein bar. And then recently, my second meal has always just been a protein shake that I mix with cold brew. I just buy vanilla protein shakes and I mix it with cold brew just because I like things kind of simple. Every once in a while I might mix a chocolate shake with the cold brew, but really I just like vanilla. And then my lunch and my dinner are basically protein and vegetables. I try to post most of my meals to Instagram, so if you want to see what I'm eating, you can look there. My Instagram name is the same as my YouTube name. And then sometimes I have a snack if I need it. Oftentimes I do have a snack, mostly because my calories even with my 2 breakfasts and my lunch and my dinner, oftentimes that only comes out to be about 800 calories or maybe 900 calories. And so if I don't have a snack, I won't have enough calories. And most of the time I'm eating about 1,250 calories a day. Is what it's coming out to be. I always have at least 100 grams of protein. Sometimes it's higher than that. And my carbs are around 50 net carbs or lower, maybe around the 40s. So 40 to 50 net carbs is what I'm doing with my carbs. So that's just to give you an idea of what I've been eating. I meal prep twice a week just because I find that easier. I don't get as tired because I'm not eating the same thing for 7 days. I only eat the same thing for 3 days in a row and then for 2 days in a row. And then the other 2 days are the days that I cook. And during those days, I allow myself to have like healthy fast food, like salads or like a burger wrapped in lettuce, or I'll have leftovers that I've had in the freezer, or sometimes I'll have frozen meals or steak. Like tonight, I bought some steak, and so I'm cooking right now, and then I'm cooking for Thursday and Friday, And then I'm going to have some steak for my own dinner tonight, just some steak with some green beans. So 2 days a week are my cooking days, and then the other three days, 3 days, and then 2 days, that's when I'm eating whatever I already cooked. That makes sense. So right now I'm cooking chicken. That chicken is what I'm going to be having for Thursday and Friday, and then the rest of the chicken I'm going to put in the freezer, and I'm going to use for other recipes later on. Okay. One other thing they talked about at this appointment, they always ask me about my exercise, and I've really just been focusing on moving, getting up more, walking more, taking my dogs on a longer walk, and I haven't necessarily really been working on getting my heart rate up for a long period of time, just because I have some spurs on my ankle, and so because of that I can't really wear shoes that have a back on them. Fortunately, I live in Arizona and I can wear flip-flops all year round. I have special orthotic flip-flops that I wear when I walk my dogs, and so when I'm walking around, that's what I wear, but it's very painful actually for me to wear tennis shoes. So I do have some shoes that are not very supportive that I wear on my treadmill, and so I try not to actually work out very often on my treadmill, and I just try to get my steps in with doing lots of activity and just walking around in my house. And so the physician's assistant talked about how it's really important to get your cardiovascular fitness up for your surgery, that it's going to make your surgery safer and your recovery is going to be better. And so that's something that I'm going to work on for November and December all the way into my surgery. I'm going to try to have a higher duration of activity. I'm going to actually try to walk for longer periods of time. Instead of just focusing on having so many steps in a day, I'm going to try to focus more on consistent duration of activity of at least 20 minutes. So that's my goal for November. In terms of my surgery, I've gotten all my requirements done. And then they gave me a second checklist. I'm like, really? I thought I was done. So I have everything done that I needed to have done, and now they gave me a second checklist that has a chest x-ray on it and an EKG and a whole bunch of different blood tests. And I need to get these done right before my last appointment. And, the annoying thing is that I already had an EKG just a few months ago when I went to my cardiologist. But they said it doesn't count because they're only going to count things that were done within 60 days of your surgery. So, that's very annoying to me, that we have to do yet another EKG. And so I am really, really hoping that my surgery is in December. I don't know if that's going to happen because my last appointment is November 22nd. And so since it's right before Thanksgiving, I don't know if they're even going to get it submitted before Thanksgiving. I don't know what type of hours the insurance company is going to have around that time. So it makes me wonder, how long it's going to take for it to get submitted and then approved. And then I get my surgery date, because my office, they don't hold surgery dates. And so they will not submit to your insurance company until every single thing is done. And they will not schedule your surgery until everything is done and until your insurance company approves. As a matter of fact, just today I went to a 3-hour pre-op nutrition class because this class is required, and they only offer 2 of them a month. And they will not even schedule your surgery until after you've had the class. So it's like I could have waited until December to have the class, but since I need them to be scheduling my surgery hopefully in November for December, I needed to get my class done now. Now, this process, by the time December comes around, I will have already been doing all this stuff for 7 months. And so the truth is, I actually don't care technically. What another week or two doesn't matter to me in terms of when my surgery is. However, because of the money, I do want my surgery to be in December versus January. I did some calculations, and if I can get my surgery done in December, it's only going to cost me between about $500 to $800 out of my own pocket. Whereas if my surgery is in January, it's going to cost me between $2,500 to $3,000 out of my pocket. And so because of that, I want my surgery to be in December. And the surgeon's office said, well, so do a whole lot of other people. And December is their busiest month. And the other thing is that, my insurance resets in January. Now, although I supposedly have the same company, there's always a chance that they change the plan. They could decide not to cover surgery in January. They could change what the requirements are for you to be approved for surgery. So I am also kind of afraid of that. And I just really want to have the surgery done in December just because it's going to be cheaper, and then I don't have to worry about, any changes that they might make to the plan. So let us all hope and pray for me to get my surgery date in December. That is what I really, really want. And also on that note, I do want to thank all of my old and my new subscribers. Thank you very much for watching. If you subscribe to me, then I do subscribe to you, and I watch the videos of everyone that I'm subscribed to. And I do actually also try to comment on pretty much every video that I watch. So if you're subscribed to me and I haven't commented on your videos, please let me know, because I really do try to comment on the videos, and that's how you know that I'm watching you. Now, along those lines, I am looking for people whose surgeries will be around the same time as my surgery. So if you know someone who has a YouTube channel whose surgery is going to be in December, especially mid to late December, or if their surgery is going to be early January, I would like to know what their channel is, because it's time for me to find my sleeve brothers and sisters. I mean, brothers, if there's some out there. I need to find the people who are going to have surgery around the same time that I am. And currently, none of the people that I currently watch are people whose surgeries are coming up around the same time as mine. So I am looking for those people. So just leave a comment below if you know someone whose surgery date is going to be in December or January. The other thing I want to talk about is I have a trip coming up. I am going to New Orleans in a few days. So I am very excited about that. While I'm in New Orleans, I am going to eat what I want and I'm going to drink what I want. But as I had talked about in my last video about food funerals, I'm going to still do it mindfully and in moderation. I'm not using this trip as a free-for-all to eat, like 10,000 calories a day. I want to eat a normal amount of food and be very active. Like, that's the point of this vacation, is to be very active. We're going to be doing a lot of walking. I want to make sure that I get my water in, but I'm not going to deny myself from having some of the good New Orleans food and alcohol. So because of that, when I get back from New Orleans, I will only have 13 days until my next weigh-in. If you've watched me before, you know that my clinic is very strict. I cannot even gain 1 pound, or else they will make me restart the process all over again. And actually, I went to support group this just a few weeks ago. I'm required to attend at least one support group, and I attended it, and it was the peer support group that's led by the psychologist. There were probably about 25 people there, and it was a mix of people who were pre-surgery and after surgery. And one of the women in the group, she's a year out now, and she's very happy and pleased with all her results. But she was one of those people who gained 1 pound and had to restart her whole 6 months. It took her a year to get through the process to be approved for surgery. And this is something that my clinic requires and not my insurance company. You know, if they would just submit to my insurance company, I would probably be approved no matter what I lost or gained. But they refuse to even submit if you've gained any weight. And so because of that, I have a plan. When I get back from New Orleans, I immediately am going to start a detox diet that I am making up. I will give you details of that after I get back from New Orleans, but basically I'm going to be making some soups and things that I am going to use as kind of like a healthy detox to make sure that I lose all that weight that I might gain, and just to make sure that I do lose weight at my last weigh-in, which will be November 22nd. So I'm very excited that soon I will be having surgery, very, very soon. So I think that's it for today. Thank you for tuning in. And like I said, if you know people who are going to be having surgery in December or January, please write their comments down below. And I will be getting back to you guys in a few weeks. Bye.